This is a Casio ML-1 and it's a kid's keyboard from the mid-90s. It has 2-voice polyphony and a library of sampled sounds, some of which I really like. As well as built-in drum loops and a light-up keyboard. But this one has been messed with to create sounds it was never intended to. As some of you may know, I recently got to compete in the 2025 Guthman Musical Instrument Competition with my 3-axis MIDI guitar. This was an amazing experience, but when I got home I wanted to relax with a less intense project. Something that didn't have to be pretty, and I've always been interested in circuit bending. Chances are if you watch my channel you're familiar, but if not, circuit bending is manipulating a circuit like a synthesizer to create results the manufacturer never intended. It's an exploratory art that doesn't require much electrical knowledge. People circuit bend all kinds of things, from cameras to synthesizers to guitar pedals. I picked up this keyboard at my local flea market for $4, which was a steal already. The first thing I did was add a line output so I could run it into other equipment like effects. The schematics for this keyboard are available online, which made it very easy. There are 2 chips, the CPU where the sound and the signal for all the LEDs is generated, and an audio amplifier. I just tapped one wire into the audio signal coming from the CPU and one into the negative battery terminal. And this gives a slightly cleaner signal than just jumping straight off of the speaker. And this hole I drilled for the audio jack is the only non-reversible part of this mod. After I got that working, I started experimenting, probing around the back of the PCB with some alligator clips, seeing what changed the signal. I didn't find many interesting sounds at first, but then something in the schematic caught my eye. What if we shorted that LED signal into the audio circuitry? I had an old 25-pin ribbon cable that I decided to make into a sort of patch bay, and I broke it out to a bunch of random points in the circuit, including the ones for the LEDs. When you switch it on in demo mode, it runs a sequence of lights across the keyboard. I've been tapping into those light signals and using them as a sort of bizarre sequencer. I added this breadboard for easier patching and tapped in a few more wires around points on the CPU. Sending these signals to various parts of the circuit can create some interesting timbre and rhythmic variations. Through experimenting, I've been able to create sounds like squeals by connecting 2 points together with a potentiometer. And add tones underneath the drum loops that can be brought out with distortion. Connecting some points together will crash the device, creating some really unpredictable sounds. This kind of exploratory art is addictive. Having no end goal in mind other than creating crazy sounds is weirdly relaxing for me. I like big, high-pressure projects too, but it's nice to balance those out with some that are purely for fun. Instruments like this really shine in sound design, and I'd love to score some kind of sci-fi horror soundtrack with it. I plan to explore circuit bending a lot more, and I've got some other keyboards and guitar pedals I'd like to modify. I'm also continuing to develop my MIDI controller design, so there will be some more videos around that. And I may go more in depth on some of the changes I made leading up to Guthman if anyone's interested in that. If you haven't tried circuit bending, I definitely recommend it. Just don't go poking around anything that runs on mains voltage unless you know what you're doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with some more crazy sounds.